A Visa, MasterCard, or American Express. Okay. I need a volunteer to come up here that's willing to hold up merchandise. Somebody young. Young.
How young? How young is young?
That's good. Come on up. As she's working her way up here, the way this works, my volunteer, as yet unnamed, Michelle, is going to hold up merchandise so all of you can see what it is. I will tell you what the merchandise is. I will tell you what the retail value of the merchandise is. You begin the bidding at $1. Obviously, we will not sell anything above retail. If you see something that you have to have, you're going to die if you don't get it. If you shout out retail, you'll be guaranteed the sale. This is how you bid. You shout out your bid and you wave your hand frantically in the air. All right? Especially because it's dark, you people in the back wave even more frantically for me, okay? When I say sold, Michelle, you'll put the merchandise, how are we going to do this on here? Where's she going to put the merchandise? So that means she has to walk over there each time? Okay, you'll put the merchandise down over there in that corner. You come on up here, pay this gentleman here, and go back to your seat. You get the idea as we go along. First item up is the 3-piece edition USS Enterprise Chrome set, and the Chrome set is worth $23. Do I have any bids? 1, 2, 3 over here. I need to see the hands or it doesn't count. 5, 6. What are you bidding? 7 was over here already. 10 over here somewhere, there. 12, 15. 15 once, 15 twice, 17. 17 once, 17 twice, sold for $17. Good deal. Get the A medium-sized property of Starfleet Academy sweatshirt, $20 value. 5, 10, 15, where? There. Retail got it. A medium-sized 25th anniversary sweatshirt. This is worth $40. 5, 10, 15. 15 once? 20. 20 once? 22 where? Where's that hand? 22. 22 once? 25 where? Hand, where? There. 25 once? 25 twice?
No.
Where? Gotcha. 26 once? 26 twice? 30. All the way, you'd be more further back. 30 once? 30 twice? Sold $30. He'll be up in a half an hour to pick that up. Star Trek Compendium is worth $11. Any bids? 5, 7, 10. 10 once? Retail got it.
I'm attached to the table. Just lift the corner of the table up, that's great. Thank you. Right.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Well, this isn't going to work because I can't see anybody.
Why
Could
do
we
we
have
people
some lights on for like over the audience? Would that be great?
Yeah! I love the way you talk.
Okay, I still can't see everyone. Can we take these like major spotlights down just a tad? Thank you. Can you see me still? Oh yeah. Oh, okay, good. All right. Hi. Okay, now is it? There's flashing. Many flashes. Okay. The trouble with flashes is they make you go blind, right? And it's a long old fall down here. So, so that I don't have to sue the convention centre, let's do the photos now. And then you have to stop.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay,
Right,
close.
so we'll do photos first. Everybody wants to take a picture. Get your cameras out and all that.
She's so cool. She was so cool, you guys. Oh my God, funny. Okay, that's enough. Let me
I'm
get
not
just
going to
10
do any
pictures.
pictures, but they're better. Stop, I said. I mean it. I'll leave. If anyone's taking flash photography next to you, strike them. You have my permission. Okay, great. Well, who's seen me before? Let's just get this up. Hands up. Who's seen me before?
What, you mean in real life?
No, that doesn't count. Who's seen me? Who's seen me before in real life, in the flesh? We have like 99.9% virgins in this room.
Oh my God.
This is great, because it means I can do all the old jokes and none of you have heard them before. That's fantastic. Okay, well then you don't know anything about me. So you're all surprised, right? Because you thought I would be like demure. You didn't think? Who thought I would be demure? You read about me, okay. It's all true, right. Well, the deal with me is, and conventions, that I will tell you anything you want to know about anybody else, all right? But then you mustn't write to the person that I've told you something about and say, Marina said, because I get in trouble, right? Michael Dawn was in Baltimore a couple of months after I had been to Baltimore, and some fan kind of went, Mr. Dawn, Marina said you've got no taste in furniture. Which is true. He does have no taste in furniture. If I left him to buy furniture on his own, he would buy furniture that my mum would like, if you know what I mean. So we have to go shopping with him to buy furniture. He has great taste in clothes, but he doesn't know how to furnish his house. So don't tell people when I tell you stuff like that, all right? What? Michael told you about me, and what did he say? What did he say, apart from that I was a babe? What did he say? I am the mother of them all. Yes, I am. He didn't mean it like Saddam Hussein meant it. He meant that, well, he might have, actually. And what he meant was that I'm like the den mother, and I cook for all the unmarried, boys in the cast. Michael Dawn is at my house a lot. And in fact, I go out with Michael Dawn more than I go out with my fiancé, because my fiancé is a musician and he works, nights. So if I have somewhere to go, Michael Dawn is my date. Which there's been some very interesting moments because of that. Because my fiancé is called Michael, you see, and he's kind of short and blonde and skinny. And when I turn up with this big black hunk, they kind of go, In fact, what was really funny, I'm getting my green card in a couple of months, and thank you. When I went to my lawyers, to my immigration lawyers, and I said, well, can I bring Michael with me? Meaning my Michael. And he said, well, sure. You're not usually allowed to bring a fiancé, but being as he's on the show, I said, what are you talking about? He said, Michael, on the show. And I went, that's not my fiancé. God, he'd eat me out of a house and home, that guy. So anyway,
I'm sorry.
yeah, so that's the deal. Yes, I am their den mother. But should we start? Should we start now? Because we don't have long. So I have come from Pittsburgh, I have to tell you, where I've already done this once today. So if I take a nap in the middle of this, you know why. Okay, let's start. Oh, one thing. I am the convention queen of the next generation, okay? So let's try and think of some nice new original questions, okay? Just to keep it interesting for me. Are you taking a picture? No flash? Yes. This boot keeps falling down. Is it that one leg is thinner than the other? Yes. Disaster? Yeah. I don't know if they're going to put me more in a leading role in the future. I mean, that whole episode, you know, in Disaster, my boyfriend does an imitation of me being captain of the ship. It goes something like this. To be honest, I mean, I'm not, but Troi is a lieutenant commander. She went to Starfleet Academy. Where was she when all the technical stuff was being discussed? How many classes did she skip, for God's sake? She knows nothing technical. It doesn't make sense, really, you know. The only good thing about that episode, except that, you know, she was right in the end, you know, was that she did put Ensign Rowe in her place.
All right.
Ensign, and she knows like everything about everything, and I'm like way above her in rank. It irked me, you know. So that's the big difference between Troi and Marina. You know, Troi was a real lady about it. She kind of, well, Ensign Rowe, you could have been right. You know, don't beat yourself up about this. Marina would have gone, no. Next question. Will I marry you? Well, if I can fit you in before June the 21st, because that's when I'm marrying my other boyfriend. Sorry. Yeah, life's a bitch, isn't it? Yeah. In the back there, yes.
What instrument does he play?
He plays lead guitar and sings.
What type of guitar?
I don't know. A Stratocaster, I think he plays. He has many guitars. They're all lined. I've got about 10 guitars in my kitchen right now. Bloody things. It's like, I don't practice my acting all the time at home. Why the hell does he have his guitars all over the place all the time? Yes. Okay. I heard about that. Yeah, Brenda told me that Michael Dorn had invited you, everybody in Cincinnati to my wedding. The church ain't that big, actually, but you're all... I'll accept any gifts you want to send. I mean, that's fine. I'll tell you where I'm registered in the autograph line. Yeah, he did. Well, he invited everyone to my wedding in Los Angeles too, and he got the day wrong by a month. So if you all turn up in the wrong month, sorry. Yes. Deep Space Nine, it's called, right? We call it something else on the show, but. No, there's children in the audience, I can't tell you. Spell it. Let me just explain the joke to you. Deep dash nine. No, deep dash. Right, okay, right. Oh, I thought I was the one that was tired, goodness. That's it, I have no idea what it's like. There is no script as yet. We've heard rumours. We heard about the show when you guys heard about the show. We read it in the paper. Just like you did. We knew nothing about it. I think Patrick is going to be in the pilot. It's going to be a 2-hour pilot to start off the show, and that's all I know. There's going to be some kind of crossover, not as on a regular basis, but like, you know, we'll visit this space station from time to time. It's a space station on the edge of a wormhole. So instead of them going out into space, aliens will kind of land on their doorstep. And it's a bit run down. It was built by the Ferengi, so it's a bit sleazy. And that's all I know about it, really. Is there an addendum to this? Yeah, go on. Well, you know, there really isn't much difference because, to be honest, Gene wasn't really the boss for the last 3 years because he wasn't very well, and he had basically handed over to Rick Berman in about halfway through the 2nd season. So as far as the day-to-day running of the show, things haven't really changed that much. I think we're going to be a bit looser with the Prime Directive than we were before, because he used to keep, he used to slap our wrists every now and then when we got a bit naughty with the Prime Directive. Like in that episode, which was that episode when, Masterpiece Society, when Riker came up with that classic line, "The Prime Directive doesn't apply, they're human." Oh, so we treat humans worse than we treat other aliens. Well, okay. Actually, originally that was a Picard line. And perhaps I'm not saying that. So, they gave it to Jonathan, because Riker's real stupid sometimes, so I think that. Yes. Uh-huh. Do I have any say in my costumes? No. None at all. So you want to know the costume deal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why does Troi wear something different to everybody else? Yeah. Because she's special, that's why. No, actually, I was told why. I will tell you the reason that Gene Roddenberry gave, and I found this out approximately 3 hours ago. That's how much they consult with us, right? I found out that the reason Gene said that Troi didn't wear a uniform was because as she was the ship's counselor and on the medical side of the crew, the younger officers would feel less intimidated if she wasn't wearing a uniform. Now, I didn't know this. I just thought it was because I looked really bad in that spacesuit the first season. You know, when I was carrying those few extra pounds, before I found Jenny Craig. You see, the cosmic cheerleader outfit didn't work, right? Remember, I know you guys are going, we like that one the best. But, get over it. The boots were very ugly. Ugliest boots you've ever seen. Everybody looked like they had club feet with these boots. But basically, I thought it was because I didn't look good in the regular spacesuit, and so they designed that ugly grey thing for me. Remember, with the big band thing? That was supposed to be more flattering. That was actually made out of denim, so it was like wearing a pair of tight jeans up to my neck. And then in the second season, we lost the other two girls on the show, and so I was the only young woman left. And there are certain rules on TV about, how you've got to have a babe on the show, right? So I had to become the babe, because I originally wasn't. I looked like my mum in the first year, right? So I got hair, and a cleavage, and I lost weight and all that stuff, and I became all those things. So that's the costume deal. Is the new costume any more comfortable? Not really. The only good thing about the end of Star Trek: The Next Generation is that I'll be able to breathe out. No, you don't wear a corset. It takes a lot of sit-ups to get my stomach that flat. Trust me. It's real tight. It's made out of kind of a spandex material. Yes. No. Well, you see, you have to understand about Troi and Riker. Riker is the stud of the galaxy, right? And if he was involved with Troi, he wouldn't be available to shtuck the bimbo of the week. So,
Was that you who said?
and Troy's middle name would be Doormat.
Maybe it is.
So, he's got to be free to do that. Jonathan will say that Troi is as bad as Riker. Just laugh in his face when he says that, because, Troi has had 2.5 relationships in 4.5 years. It doesn't count. We're into way double figures now with him, my theory is no one in the galaxy gets his socks off faster than Riker. It's like, First Contact, the character that Vivian Newith was playing, that scientist, I'll help you escape if you make love to me.
I remember that one.
Okay. We have cured AIDS by the 24th century, otherwise he would behave very irresponsibly. I know a lot of the other thing that's happened, of course, since Jonathan became the stud of the galaxy, is that all the rest of the guys want to be the stud of the galaxy too. They're all really jealous that Jonathan gets all the girls. And so now you'll see that the others, will have their love interests, as they're called, occasionally. The only one who really doesn't as much is Data. And I know a lot of the Data fans get upset about this because they're like, well, you know, Data can be the stud of the galaxy. He's fully functional.
Program with multiple techniques.
And I used to say, yeah, but he's a machine. And then I went, yeah. So, I have no idea why Data can't be the stud of the galaxy. Except that his gold drops off, you know.
That's what he said, he has multiple techniques.
It's very funny, if I'm in Brent's trailer and he uses the phone and I can't be bothered to walk to my trailer, you know, to use my phone, he has to wipe the earpiece down. Otherwise we end up gold. Because he's gold, you see. The other thing about that is, how does he go to the bathroom? Brenda, next time you see him, will you ask him this? Same way I said, how do you go to the bathroom and not get any fingerprints on you? Okay, so, because, I mean, he does this a lot. He wipes himself down, you know, and his jacket, but I've never seen him wipe himself lower. Okay, next question. We're getting to the kind of, you know, bathroom humour now. We better move on. Yes? Would I like to get a new love interest? If it was John Bon Jovi, I'd love a new love interest, yes. But don't tell my boyfriend that. Yes. Yes. Okay, what would I like to do in the series that I haven't done? You know, I used to say I want to be captain, and then they made me captain, but I really would like to be captain and know what to do. You know, and have people listen to me and give commands and know what I'm talking about. That would be great. And I actually would like to be captain when everybody is okay and in the same place, so I can boss them all around. You know, I could tell Picard kind of sit down and shut up, you know, do as you're told. I'm just waiting for that day. Maybe we'll all, you know, it's like what happened to Worf's character in Conundrum, when he thought, isn't that amazing? He thought he was captain. I mean, it was typical, just because he's wearing that sash. You know, I mean, none of them can count, obviously, because they all had these pips on their costumes. Didn't that tell him anything? Oh, I only have 2. He has 4. What does that tell me? Hello? Hello? Okay. And what would I like to do outside of Star Trek? Do you mean, is that what you mean? What would I like to do? All the parts that Meryl Streep turns down, I think. All the ones that she hasn't had time to do. Yes, in a way.
Do you want to continue with Star Trek?
Do I want to continue with Star Trek? Yeah, I mean, if we put a time limit on it, I mean, not for 25 years, but yeah, for a little while longer, I would like to. We're definitely going to do it for another year, and then there's a possibility that we'll do it for a year after that also, and then we don't know what's going to happen. No one's told us. Yes, Brenda? Get flooded? Yeah, Michael Dorn got flooded. His basement got flooded. And that was, I think that was the only person who had any real damage. But it wasn't like bad flooding, it was just like some yuck in his basement. Yes. What's my favourite Troi episode? My favourite Troi episodes are the one that she's in the most. So that would be The Lost, The Child. Actually, I think those 2 are my favourites. Even though in Power Play she got a chance to be mean, I think The Lost and the Child are still my 2 favourites of all of them. Yes. When we were taken over by an entity, just for a change. How did I feel ordering around the entire crew? Well, did I look like I was having fun? It was the best. It was Picard, you're mine. Whoosh. See, none of that was in the script. It didn't say, you know, Troi pushes Picard. I added that. That was my idea. You know, the girls don't get a chance to do much physical stuff, and so when we do get a chance to do it, you know, we like to do it. It was a fun episode. How many children are there in the audience? Children, hands up. Okay. People next to children, put your hands over their ears. I like that because Troi turned into like the psycho from hell, you know? He was like, yeah! Which was very much closer to the real Marina than Troi is, really. We got anybody in the back with their hands up? I can see. Yeah, in the red. Standing up at the back. Will you stop flashing at me? How many times have I got to tell you? I'm mean. I'm very mean. Do I have any plans to do legitimate theatre?
Did he say that? Oh my gosh.
Excuse me. And what do you mean by that? Live theatre, thank you very much. You're implying that TV is easier than doing theatre. Is that what you're implying, sir?
Is it?
Okay, I'm going to give him a really hard time because of this.
Is TDR and
I came from the theatre, and at some point I will go back to the theatre when I have time.
Uh-oh.
So stop. Okay. Yes, I do. I do have plans to go back, but we don't have the time right now. It isn't easier to do TV than it is to do theatre. In the theatre, you get a chance to rehearse. In TV, you don't.
At least if you mess up, I'm looking at it. Did someone just take another picture? How rude.
You don't get a chance to rehearse in TV, so it's very hard. It's very hard to do. But the thing about the theatre is that you get a live response like this. So that's the good thing about it. And you get a chance to kind of delve a bit more deeply because you get to rehearse. But we've been playing these parts for 5 years now. We know them pretty well. But yeah, I'd love to go back. I would. Yes. I didn't do the picture show. The Rocky Horror Show is a musical, right? And the Rocky Horror Picture Show was the movie. And I was in the musical, which was in Europe about 6 years ago, and I played Magenta. And it was great. Yeah, it was really fun. Yes. Does Captain Picard have a sense of humour, or does Patrick Stewart have a sense of humour? Either one. Patrick Stewart has a bigger sense of humour than Captain Picard. He's very silly. You think he's serious, right? You think he's very serious and kind of stern. He is hilarious sometimes. He and Michael Dorn have these I don't even know, assassination things that happen. They kind of beat up on each other whenever they meet each other in the hallway and stuff like that. And then Patrick will kind of get angry at Michael Dorn. This is all pretend, it's not real. And he'll climb up on his chair and try and get to Michael Dorn. And if Patrick says something that makes Michael Dorn mad, he'll be kind of trying to get his bald spot like this. Aiming spitballs at his head, you know. When they're having a good time, Michael Dorn calls Patrick my liege. And gets down on one knee, you know, Patrick knights him, you know, arise, Sir Wolf. He's actually very funny, and he pulls these incredible faces. When you see Patrick say, Marina said, you can say the things I tell you to say, okay? Marina said, pull one of your silly faces, and see if he'll do it for you. Yes. What's LeVar Burton really like? He's very kind of spiritual. He's real serious about his work. He's a very kind of deep person. Sometimes because he's so kind of, I don't know how to describe it. Sometimes he looks kind of straight, it feels like he's looking straight through you, and he makes you feel kind of really small when you're being stupid, you know. But he's a really great guy, but he's very serious. Yes. Well, I'll give you tomorrow, right? Tomorrow I have to be at work at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I will probably work until about 8 o'clock at night. And we get an hour for lunch, obviously. But that's an average day. Sometimes we work later than that. 7 days. It takes 7 days to shoot one show. Yes. Oh, well, thank you. I look so beautiful when I get angry, and they've had plenty of experience of it down in this particular area. What was the first part of it? How did I get picked for my job? I auditioned. You know, it's like I was not a famous actress, as you know, because none of you knew who I was before I did Star Trek. And so I wasn't offered the job. I had to audition with every other, you know, unemployed actress in Hollywood. And it took 6 auditions. And for the first 3, I was actually auditioning for Tasha. And Denise was auditioning for Troi, and they switched us around. So that was kind of interesting, yeah. Yes, in the glasses. When's my birthday? It's real soon.
March 29th.
March the 29th. What, are you March the 29th? Really? What year? Yeah, right. Yes, in the white there. Where's Deanna going? to understand that apart from Patrick, who has quite a lot of input into after he's got the script, he has a lot of input into kind of rewriting the lines so they sound more Picardian, if you know what I mean. The rest of us basically just learn our lines and try not to bump into the furniture too much. We really don't have a lot of input, so you would have to ask one of the producers that question, because I have no idea where she's going at all. I just read it in the script when it happens. I would like her to, you know, do more, and I would like them to pay attention to her more. You know, it's like, you know, Picard turns around and says, "Counselor," and then I tell him what I think, and then he ignores me.
I don't know how to develop her accent for the show.
You
It's
know?
nothing like that.
So I would like him to, you know, pay attention every now and again. Yes, this person doing the semaphore over here. Yeah, go on.
How similar or different in your mother on the next generation to your real life?
Okay. How different is my mum on the show to my real mum? They're actually very different, but my reaction to them is the same. It's a mother-daughter thing, you know. You girls understand how that works. It's like, I get on really great with my own mother now that she lives in Britain and I live in America. And I get on much better with Luoxana, I can't even say her name, Luoxana, when, you know, she's on Beta Z and I'm on the Enterprise. And they're in a different galaxy. That's when we get on the best on the phone. But it's interesting that whether it's like in real life or a pretend mother, that it kind of brings out certain emotions. It was the same thing when we were doing The Child and I was pregnant or pretending to be. I mean, I knew that was birdseed, but I still got a backache, you know what I mean? It was really weird, yes. Now, who told you Jonathan Frakes does practical jokes? Michael Dorn, right? He's a liar. He's a liar. Well, listen, you tell them. See, this is one of the ways that the cast get out of answering questions, right? They say, "Oh, we play practical jokes," right? And you go, "Yay!" They don't say what, you know. Next time they give you that practical joke line, you say, "Marina said, be specific." Because we don't play practical jokes on each other. I have this theory about practical jokes, and that is that you play them on people that deep down you really don't like very much. And we really like each other on the show. We have a lot of fun, but we really don't play jokes on each other, except, wait, there is one instance, right? And I know it was a joke. I have a small dog, right? He's about this big. He's a toy Yorkie. And my boyfriend bought him for me last Valentine's, for my Valentine's present. He says he looks like a Coke can with hair on. I used to take him to work with me, and then Jonathan started making comments about me turning into one of those actresses with small dogs. I think he meant like Jar Jar or something, you know. And so I stopped taking him into work. But one of the times I did take him into work, I left him with Brent. Like, left Brent dog sitting, because my dog loves people. And I came back to the trailer, and on my way back, I'm kind of going, "Skilagi!" Now, his name is Skilagi, which means small dog in Greek, right? And I go, "Skilagi, it's Barney!" Because I'm sick, you know, there's no question of it. And I get to Brent's trailer, and he is putting my Skilagi in the microwave. Because Michael Dorn hates my dog, and when you see him, I want you to give him a really hard time about it, because he's always wanting to kick him and everything. Brent does this thing. Now, this is an American football joke, and I don't understand American football because I'm from Britain and we play soccer, you know, and he does things like this. You explain it to me. "Michael, take it long." So I don't take him to work with me anymore. But that's the nearest thing to a practical joke. God, I'm hungry. Who's got some chocolate? You do? Oh, you don't? Oh.
I do.
Who has chocolate? What?
Like Reese's Cup?
No, that's another American thing. Chocolate and peanut butter together.
Hershey's.
Hershey's? Who's got dark chocolate?
Jeez, why don't we get
Sorry. So picky, I know. Yes. Oh, all right. Go on, you. Oh, look at this. Thank you. All right. I am so hungry. Yes, you guessed. She really does like chocolate. Go ahead.
I have two questions. I like your answer.
Now I can't speak, of course, because I've got my mouth in the chocolate. How long does it take me to do my hair on the show? I'm going to eat this later because I won't be able to speak while I'm chewing. It takes me an hour and a half to become Troi, which is kind of worrying because it takes Michael Dorn an hour and a half to become Wolf. But the hair is the quickest part. The hair doesn't take very long because it's a wig.
I knew it.
You see?
I knew it was a wig. Did I
Another disillusionment.
I knew it was a wig all along.
Gates wears a wig too. And the reason we wear wigs when we both have the same hair as our characters, and my hair isn't as long as Troy's. Troy's hair is kind of grown, it's down to about here. And the reason we wear wigs is because you don't have to be in your hair when they're working on it when it's a wig, so you get to go home early. Or not come in as early in the morning. If we were wearing our hair, you know, at the same time, we'd have to sit in that chair because it takes a long time to set the hair. So basically it's a time thing, and we wear wigs. Is there a second part to this question?
Yeah. On a show, which person don't you get along with in real life?
Who don't I get along with? I get along with everybody, actually. Michael Dorn and I have this kind of love-hate relationship. He loves me, I hate him. No, that's not true. We're like each other's best friends. As I said, I see Michael Dorn more than I see my own Michael. But I suppose we needle each other a lot. Michael and I needle each other. It's like I'll say something to him, and he'll go, "You hurt me. You're always hurting me." And I say, well, only because I'm being truthful, just because you can't take the truth. You hurt me. And then he'll pout and not speak to me for a day. And then I have to go crawling back on my hands and knees to beg forgiveness, you know, so that he'll speak to me again. But basically, we all like each other. And we all go out with each other in real life after the show. It's a really nice cast, and I'm hoping that it comes across on the screen that we actually like each other. Yes? Do I have anything to tell you to do what with Brent Spiner? You can abuse him. Okay. How can you abuse Brent Spiner? Oh goodness, you know, he's the hardest one to do that for because apart from Michael Dorn and myself, who, as I said, are like best friends, if you were to ask anybody in the cast who their favourite person was, they will each say Brent.
Aww.
He is everybody's favourite person. And he is such a good person that it's really hard to find something bad to say about him or find any way to kind of get at him. I'm thinking madly here, but I really can't think of anything with Brent. Yes?
How do you like working with Whoopi Goldberg?
How do I like working with Whoopi? Well, I love working with Whoopi, but unfortunately I don't get a chance to do it very much because, you know, Guinan is basically Troi with a hat, you know, and, well, it looks like a hat, you know, landing pad is more really what it looks like. But we did actually work together. Last week there was a scene with chocolate cake. Yeah, me, I get all the good stuff. With chocolate cake, and I wasn't actually eating the chocolate cake, and she came up to me and said, so either the chocolate cake's bad or you've got something on your mind, you know, because you're not eating this. And we sat and had a chat, and it was really great. There was a lot of toing and froing happening because Troy's hair is so big now. It's like she has big hair, it's grown in volume. It's like they make jokes about it now, and I say that she's from Texas, where they have big hair. The women have big hair in Texas, you know. So Whoopi was making jokes about my hair and not being able to be in the shot because my hair was so big, and I was making jokes about her hat and me not being able to be in the shot. But she's great. She's a wonderful person, and you know, as you can imagine, when she's working, the whole crew is in hysterics. Because when we do a line run through, you know, for the camera angles and everything, so the camera knows where it's going to be, she does Guinan like Ola May from Ghost. It is hysterical. Girlfriend! She does all this stuff, and I'm like on the floor, laughing, tears streaming down my face, and me screaming, because we wear so much makeup on the show, it's really kind of thick. Oh, Whoopi, don't make me laugh, my face is going to crack. So, but it's always cracked when she's on the show, yeah. Well, again, John Delancey and Troi, you know, Q and Troi really aren't in the episodes very much together. Because Troi, being, you know, a sensing person, knows that he's not dangerous, he's just a pest. You know, he's not a bad guy. He's just like a kid who needs to kind of play and make a nuisance of himself. And she would just say, shut up, Q, and go to your room. You know? So we're really not in the scenes together. And as far as him coming back this season, we've only got 3 more to go, and I don't know if he's going to be one of the last 3, but so far we haven't seen him this season. And that's because John Delancey, the actor, is busy doing other stuff, obviously. You've asked the question, put your hand down. I'll come back with you in seconds, yeah. Whatever happened to who? Jeremy? Now, which episode was he in? The bonding? Was he in the bonding? The little boy whose mum died? Is that the boy? He's one of those 1,200 people on the ship that we never see. That's what happened to him. He's in the bowels of the Enterprise somewhere. You've got to understand, you know, if we were to show 1,200 people on the ship, we would get 1 word to say in every episode. So basically, you have to just take it from us. There are 1,200 people on the ship, but you just see the same ones walking through the corridors all the time, okay? There's a lady here that had her hand up. She's gone. Oh, there you are, yeah. Am I going to do any more movies? You mean Star Trek movies? Or regular movies? Real movies? Oh, oh, you know what I mean. Well, I think we're definitely going to do Star Trek movies. I personally would love to do different movies because, you know, I know this is going to hurt you all, and please don't be upset, but I didn't become an actress just to be on Star Trek.
I think she said that a good one.
She's a mean, cold-hearted woman, I know. But basically, I would like to do other roles, whether it is in films or in the theatre or other roles on TV. Jonathan and I had this idea of a sitcom, because sitcoms are the best job in Hollywood, because you only work from 10 till 4, and then you get a week off every month, and you earn zillions of dollars, right? And we were going to call it The Rikers in Space. The Adventures of a Wacky Space Age Couple, you know? We'd already signed LeVar up to do 7 out of 13, so we're hoping that'll happen one day. Yes. Oh, he was invisible. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Hi. No, now he's speechless. Oh. Ask me in the autograph line. Oh, okay, sneaky. Use a child. God, you're incorrigible. Go on, what? Didn't I just say that? Were you taking a nap just then? I think I just said that, okay. Yes, are you wearing a uniform in the back with short sleeves? Yeah. We don't have a short-sleeved uniform, by the way, but it's very original for the summer, you know, thing. Yes. Excuse me? Are we going to see any more of the Borg? You're going to see one Borg. We're shooting that episode this week. The thing with the Borg is that we really, if we're going to be truthful, have not worked out a way to beat them. You know, that whole thing about, oh, they're taking a nap, let's go over now. I mean...
Sounds good to me.
I didn't buy that. So until we figure a way, actually we do figure a way out. We've got this one Borg and we figure a way out to get them. And we don't do it. I don't know why we don't do it. I suppose because we've got to keep them as the bad guys for a little while longer. But we do figure out a way, but we don't use it. I don't know. Yes. In the elevator thing bit here. Jonathan? Well, you know what I'm like in real life and what Troi is like? That's what we're like. I mean, Jonathan is like the male equivalent of me.
Very.
And Riker is like the male equivalent of Troi. He's mad, basically. He's a very fun guy, very loose. I mean, you know how Riker has this perfect hair all the time? Well, Jonathan's hair is like stands up, because he's always like rubbing his head and it's always like standing up on end. He looks like an urchin, is what he looks like. He's great. He's very loose, unlike Riker, who's very kind of stiff. Did I ever go out with Jeannie Francis? What are you implying, madam? Did we ever go out as couples together? Yes. Yes, we do. In fact, when I was in New York a couple of weeks ago, we went out to dinner together.
I mean,
because Jeannie lives in New York. If you don't know, Jonathan Francis is married to Jonathan Francis. Whoops. Freudian, huh? Jonathan Frakes is married to Jeannie Francis.
Sounds like Mrs. Danny.
Yes.
Freudian slip.
My Michael's band's name is PFR, and I can't tell you what it stands for. Because we don't know. it has
Can I say
stood
anything
for
bad about
various
him? Not at
things
all.
over the time. Yes.
I don't even have
Now, this whole phenomena of conventions and the kind of success of Star Trek, The Next Generation, is a complete shock to all of us. I think I can speak for the rest of us too. When we auditioned for the part, it was basically just another job. It just had that Star Trek thing attached to it. And we didn't realise what it entailed. I mean, I really, to be honest with you, don't think that we are going to be as famous as the original cast. Because they were the first, and they have been playing the same roles, like in the movies and then, you know, back in the TV series for 25 years. And I really don't think that I'm going to be wearing a spacesuit in 25 years' time. So I don't think we're going to have quite the same impact as they did. But it is amazing. I mean, I was at, you know, Pittsburgh Airport just now, and some guy said to me, "God, do you ever watch Star Trek: The Next Generation?" He said, you know that girl, isn't it, Deanna? You could be her twin. So I was like, shall I tell him? I looked around to see how many people there were around. I went, I'm her. And he nearly passed out, because he didn't expect to see me at a Continental counter in Pittsburgh. But it's very funny. It's great. I love it. I really love it. I'm not one of those actors who say I hate to be recognised. I love to be recognised. I get very excited about it. To me, it's a big kick. I'm enjoying every minute of this. Yes, in the back. Excuse me, where are you going?
Oh my God, she's doing it again.
Where are you going?
Where am I going?
Yeah.
I want to get lines so I get autographs.
Well, you know, I signed 6,000 autographs last weekend, and I didn't miss anybody. So I think you can stay until the end, and you'll get it. Yes, the person next to you. Unless you have a job to go to, and then I don't want you to get fired. Yes?
Is there going to be a cliffhanger ending this season?
I have no idea if there's going to be a cliffhanger ending. Okay, who likes cliffhangers?
Wait, you don't think that's the next season or which?
You know, you say that. You say, I don't like cliffhangers. And then you guys all tune in and we get the biggest numbers we've ever got, you know, when the set... So it's like, make your minds up. Yes. Brenda.
I'm tired.
Okay, who is my favourite guest star last 5 years? Actually, it's somebody that you wouldn't think because it wasn't like a major role. But do you remember in Who Watches the Watchers, there was that little Mintarkan girl? Her name is Pam Siegel, and she was such a neat lady that we kind of became friends, so she was my favourite guest star, excluding, of course, my mother, you know, because Majel and I are like, I call her Mom, and she calls me, you know, Little One. So, Pam Siegel was one of my favourites, and I'm not going to be specific about who my least favourites are. I'm not going to mention names, but they've both been my love interests. Yes. What would I like to have you believe about me? Oh my goodness, this is, I don't know, what would I like you to believe about me? That I weigh 90 pounds. Without any trouble. No, I don't know, that's a really hard question, I have no idea. I mean, I'm one of those people, you know, what you see is what you get, and this is it. Yes. What is Will Wheaton like? Well, Will Wheaton and I were having an affair for quite a long time.
Oh my God.
Actually, that isn't true. But we used to say it was, until he got a girlfriend, and then she used to give me that look. You know? But we used to say it because we felt it would do our image good. Me that, you know, I was young enough to be going out with a 17-year-old, and he was doing that whole older woman thing, you know, so we thought it was doing our image good. I know what I would like you to think about me. But I'm 21. I'm 21. That's how old I am. That's what I would like you to believe about me. Okay. I'm getting sign language from behind you. Yes, in the back. Yeah, because she's from around here, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cuyahoga Falls.
Wait, did you repeat that? Can you say it again?
I thought she'd made it up until I saw a license plate with that on. I've never heard of such a place. Yes. She said that? She said that I would give you a hug? Uh-huh. Did she give you a hug? She did? I don't mess with second-hand goods, thank you. Next, in the yellow. How about working with Leonard Nimoy? I can't even say it, Leonard Nimoy? Did you watch that episode? Did I work with Leonard Nimoy? I was never on the set with him. You see, you have to understand this. If we're not in the scene, we don't have to go to work. I had lots of days off in that episode, because I think I had one line, was it? A couple of lines? No, I didn't. I had those scenes with the guy with the creased face. The one, the one, Marina, it was like Marina. Troi, go and charm him, Why do I always get the ugly ones?
Yeah, the one on the ship.
Troi, smooch with him so he gives us the information. So I was in that episode, but I was only on the bridge. I was never on what we call Planet Hell, which is stage 16 at Paramount, which they always change into those horrible planets. And I have a question to ask of you, that you could ask of the producers. Why do all the planets we go to have smoke? Why are they all smoky? Why don't we go to any nice sunny planets?
They do that.
Yes.
As Marina, what is the most important thing you've learned from your character over the years?
As Marina, to be honest, I have calmed down a lot since I started to be... I mean in life, really, not like in, this persona. She's made me much more kind of thoughtful. My biggest thing before I played Troi was that I would open my mouth and stick my size 8.5 in. Do you know what I mean? And then think, oh my goodness, I shouldn't have said that. I don't do that. I'm not saying I don't do it anymore, because I still do, but I don't do it as much. She's made me much more thoughtful, because, sometimes, some weeks, I am Troi more than I am Marina, depending, on how long that work day is. So when you have to be, together and centered, it does kind of go over into your real person. Yes, this person, yeah, go on. Okay, I'll tell you what the deal is with fan mail, okay? And I think this is basically true of all of us. We all read our fan mail. In fact, the good ones we read aloud to each other. So be careful. All you girls write to Brent, we know what you said.
I love your golden eyes.
So we do read them, but there really aren't enough hours in the day for us to sit down and handwrite a reply to all of you. So what I do is I have a fan mail service who then sends out replies and photos to you. And that is basically what everybody does. I think Brent and Patrick and Gates have one person who does that for them. But we all read every single letter. And you'll get a personal reply from me if, written by me, if instead of sending me a gift, I get a lot of gifts, we all do. And although I really appreciate them, I love to get gifts, who doesn't? It would mean much more to me that if you were going to spend money on me, I would rather you gave that money to an animal charity. And if you send me they send you a little receipt thing when you've given money to them, send me that and I will send you a special letter. Now I'm getting this is great, because if you want to get a special letter, you'll donate money to animal charities, so it works both ways. Yes. What is she like? Now, you see, that's a really difficult question to ask. What am I going to say? She's really, no, she's great. It's like they picked a bunch of mad people to be on Star Trek The Next Generation. It's like, I just saw a picture of her when she came on stage in Cincinnati, I think, last year with a bunny rabbit on her head. Not a real bunny rabbit, I have to say, otherwise I would have hit her, but a little stuffed toy on her head. Now, what sane person does that? So she's pretty zany too. And she always wants to do stuff. She's like, I want to ride a unicycle. I want to tap dance. It's like, so next time you see her on a unicycle in Star Trek, it's her idea, right? She always wants to do stuff. Right, one more question, then we're going to stop. And you, because you're wearing a very loud t-shirt. What is it? San Jose Sharks. It's a hockey team, okay. Denise left the show because she quit.
Didn't we go already?
What? That's it. She wanted to pursue movies. So she's not on the show anymore. One more question. That was a short answer. Yes, with the beard.
I wanted to ask you real quick, how tall are you, and are there more girls like you in your family?
I'm 5'3½", and unfortunately, no, I have a brother, and that's it. It's actually very funny. My brother, and I'm older than my brother, right? Well, I used to be older than my brother, and now we're twins. And soon he's going to be my older brother. There's only 2 of us, I'm afraid. I have cousins and things, but we don't really look alike. Now, where are you all going? Now, just sit down. Honestly, I get really hurt. I know I've hurt you, but you're hurting me much more by leaving now.
I'll have to go to the bathroom.
What? Okay. What do you want?
What did you say?
Okay, I've got to wind this down because, like I said, I have to sign everybody's autograph. One thing in the autograph line, the flash thing, if you want to get a picture, can you kind of get my autograph and then go off to the side and take a flash of this big-nosed profile? Okay?
No problem.
And it'll be unique, really, nearly unique, because I don't really let people shoot me in profile because I hate my nose. The other thing I want to say, and this, I know we've had a jokey time, and I've basically turned every answer into a funny answer, even when it's been a serious question. I am actually totally awestruck that you people pay money to come and see me. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching Star Trek, the original show, for 25 years and made The Next Generation possible. Consequently, I want to thank you for my house and my car. And I really mean this. I love each and every one of you, and I hope God blesses each and every one of you. Bye-bye.
Not done yet. Yeah, me too, but I'm not going to get it. Have you pictures ready? One per person. No flash.
Grab, tear.
Move up the line.
Can you move on up, please?
Right beside I didn't realize this.
Can't read it. You must be a pharmacist.
Close enough. Yeah, gotcha. Not bad, Ed.
Wide angle lens.
Ready, one per person.
We need to keep moving along, please.
As fast as we can. No. Well, I'm going to